So the Knicks, their best defensive performance in the last 10, best defensive performance in the month of December, and all the tough aspects of the travel and the schedule. And now, despite all that, they're 16-11. Allen, 5 games above 500. That's a high watermark for them so far this season.
Yeah, and again, this is a tough part of the schedule. This is the toughest part of the schedule that the Knicks are facing as they begin the season. And we knew this all was coming, and so did Tom Thibodeau and his coaching staff as he got the players ready for it. When we have traveled around this league, what other teams are saying about the Knicks, they bring up their toughness and the resiliency, how they never quit on you, that no lead is safe, and they constantly make you work. That's exactly what the Knicks did in this game against Brooklyn. 2 teams that had a reason to be tired, road weary, both exactly the same travel schedule, but one team showed up and played tough, and they wore out the Nets to get that win in Brooklyn. And that's a big win for them right now with 2 days off before they play the Bucks.
Milwaukee on the 23rd and then on Christmas Day. For the Knicks, it was a great start. They ended up going up by 13 at the half, and then they really got things rolling in the third quarter to widen the lead and basically clinch the game.
It was pedal to the metal. I mean, that's literally what they did, is they just kept running. Again, what tired legs? What are you talking about? 21 fast break points? And that's what the Knicks did. Just keep attacking. Watch Isaiah Hartenstein here. Just the extra effort. Get in position. Let me get that rebound if nobody else is going to jump for it. And then Donte DiVincenzo with the defense. Run the floor. Villanova with the finish. And then more effort here. Just extra effort by R.J. Barrett. Get that rebound. Run the floor. No one's going to stop the ball. Easy to go right to the rack and finish. And the Knicks went out to an 11-0 run to open up a 20-point lead in the third quarter. And DiVincenzo, red-hot shooting from 3. You heard Rebecca Harlow talk about it. Over 50% from 3 in December. He knocks down that 3. Of course, Julius Randle dominating the paint throughout this entire game, leading the Knicks in scoring. And there's 3-ball corner pocket from DiVincenzo again. And why not try the other corner? If one works, how about the other? Sure, why not? Knocks that 3 down again. The Knicks turned a 9-point halftime lead into a 13-point third quarter advantage, and they moved to 12-0 when having a lead going into the fourth quarter.
We talked a lot in the pregame about the potential for fatigue. You mentioned you were with the team. You guys come back from the West. You don't get back till 7 o'clock last night. So really a quick turnaround. And yet the Knicks got off to a great start, and Julius Randle was key to that. He had the 26, but 12 of the 26 came in the first quarter with the Knicks up by 12 after the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, and he continued to follow the same formula that he's been following and having great success with, which is get into the paint and dominate. And that's what he's been doing, not settling for threes, not relying so much on those, but getting to his kill spots. That's what he calls them, and that's what he does when he gets to them. You don't want him to get there, but there's nothing you can do about it. And then every now and then, let me get a leak out, because I got a great outlet pass from Isaiah Hartenstein for an easy 2. One-on-one in the post. Dinwiddie flops. Easy layup. He is somebody that you cannot guard one-on-one. That's what we're noticing right now, and teams will send double teams at him at times. When they do, that opens it up for Jalen Brunson. But when they don't and it's one-on-one, oh, he just starts to eat. And he was full tonight with one-on-one coverages. I mean, look how easy this is for him. Just getting what he wants in the painted area. He has been on some run here after a slow start to the season, coming off of the ankle surgery from the offseason. And he is back to his all-star form. And as we mentioned, Jalen Brunson, another all-star form player. Yeah,
Brunson tonight, 16 points, 8 assists, and a season-high tying 7 rebounds. Monica McNutt helped call the game tonight on ESPN Radio, 98.7 FM. Monica, we've been talking about the Knicks' energy. Were you surprised, given what we've been talking about with the difficulty of the travel and the challenges of the recent schedule?
I was not, because I think if anything that the travel experience, in particular the Utah Jazz, taught them is that when you have an opportunity to win a basketball game, you need to close the gap and do so. This Brooklyn Nets team, their season is going to be their season. But when you get up by 15-plus points, when you have the opportunity to win a game by a margin of 19 points, you want to do that for 2 reasons, though, guys. One, you just don't play with your food anymore. You learn that lesson. But the other part of it is, as you're dealing with injuries, the opportunity to get guys rest, and the flip side of that coin, to get guys quality minutes. We saw the idea tossed around that Josh Hart might have to have to play the 5 in some spot minutes. Well, when you got a margin that's comfortable, you can kind of tinker with that without the pressure of the urgency of a game being on the line, just in case you are forced to use such a lineup. So I thought they were important minutes for guys off the bench. You got good rest for some of your starters, and you got to win. You don't play with your food.
Yes, no, you don't. We've learned that for sure, especially that Utah game, which was very frustrating for this team. They've been a different team since that game, right? And when I saw what happened in that third quarter, what stood out to me, Monica, was that the Knicks, in a game where we were talking about tired, fatigue, and all that stuff, they started running. I mean, they had 21 fast break points through 3 quarters. It was as if they were almost testing the nets to see, are you guys tired? Because if you are, we're going to run it down your throat.
Well, the other part, though, Han, is that we've heard throughout this season how important it is to get easy baskets. And I have been shouting from the mountaintop, not so much in the month of December, but early in the season, about just how difficult it is to score in the half court. And not just for the Knicks, but against any NBA defense with assistant coaches that know what you're going to run just as well as you're trying to run it, right? And so easy baskets are literally essential for a team to be able to win. And so I think tonight they seized the opportunity to get some of those. Donte DiVincenzo was terrific in terms of being active and creating steals, getting out and running. Josh Hart had 11 rebounds before he got to his double-double in terms of scoring overall. And so I just think in general, they are really starting to realize that transition basketball in spurts will only open up the opportunities in the half-court set for them to run out in isolation, because you can really see a concerted effort to look for some of those easy baskets as of late.
Monica, would you say the Knicks were efficient tonight?
Do we need to spell it? Or what do you want,
You can't
Peter?
look at the sheet. I spelled it right off the cuff in the pregame show.
You did. All right, so if we're going to go with efficient tonight, I'm going to spell that one led by R-A-N-D-L-E in Julius Randle.
All right, what about the Bucks now, okay? Saturday afternoon and then on Christmas Day. What do you think?
I think that Julius is absolutely right in that the opportunity to defend is now presented to you by a team that's very good. And he pointed out, you know, this team doesn't like the way the last 2 meetings went. So now they have the opportunity to defend home court at the Garden. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard, as of late, are just starting to really click offensively. Now, it becomes an interesting story when you think about potentially the absence of Jericho Sims, obviously the absence of Mitchell Robinson, and the combination of Giannis Antetokounmpo and Brook Lopez in terms of that 4-5 punch that the Bucks can offer. However, one thing we've seen about this team, when the going gets tough, they seem to toughen up, right? I can remember saying a very similar thing about the defense prior to the game versus Phoenix, and they stepped up and defended that team. And so I like to see this team continue this type of momentum, the defense that we've seen versus the Lakers and the Nets, and bring it right on back to the Garden.